there, Dr. Sabrina Starling here, the business psychologist at tapthepotential.com. And I'm also the author of the upcoming book, The 4-Week Vacation, and the How to Hire the Best series. I'm coming to you live today to talk with you about the 4 keys to getting a highly engaged team in place in your business. At Tap the Potential, we are on a mission to support entrepreneurs like you in taking your life back from your business. We believe work supports life, not the other way around. And over the last 12 to 15 years, I have been coaching and studying entrepreneurship and pulling together what is needed in a business so that you have a sustainably profitable business that gives you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And it comes down to 2 things: systems and team, and the systems that you have in place to support a highly engaged team. Those are some of the key systems that are needed in your business. And I want to share with you that over the last 14 or 15 months, we at Tap the Potential have been studying and researching the state of entrepreneurship using our Better Business, Better Life assessment. We've had over 200 entrepreneurs take this assessment, and we have a really good handle on what's going on out there in entrepreneurial businesses. And this research is really showing me where the gaps are. And that's what I want to bring to you today. When it comes to a business that gives you your life back, you really need a highly engaged team. In order to have a profitable business, you need highly engaged team members. And my book in the How to Hire the Best series is all about how to attract A players to your team, what you can do to get them. And I want to make sure you're doing everything possible to not just keep them on your team, but to engage them. So I want to share with you what we're seeing in the research. There are several key areas where businesses are lacking systems when it comes to team engagement. And I want to share that with you. Our research shows that 79% of entrepreneurs are not engaging in regular team development activities with their team. 67% are reporting to us that their team members do not have a clear, measurable result for which they are responsible for. So what does that mean? That means that you have team members who don't know at the end of the day what's the most important thing they should be doing. They may be working incredibly hard, but are your team members doing the most important thing, the one thing that impacts profit and that impacts serving your top clients and customers from the sweet spot of the business? 67% of you are saying, no, we're not doing this. 64% of you are reporting that there's no attention being paid to team members working from their strengths. This is serious because when you do all this work to get these A players on your team, and you put them in roles that don't align with their strengths, they're probably, as A players, they may be working very hard and trying to do their best. Their energy likely is being drained if they're not working from their strengths. And so what you'll see is you'll hire an A player and you'll see high productivity and engagement, but over time it starts to drop off. And that's because there's not attention being paid to getting them working from their strengths. We see that when you get an A player in a role with a clearly defined result that they're responsible for, and that result requires them using their strengths, we see that they become 900 to 1200% more productive than a warm body in the business. And that is huge. So you want to be paying attention to having team members working from their strengths. This last one, 64% of you are saying that you are not having regular one-to-one meetings with team members. So every member of your team should have a weekly to every other week meeting with either you, the owner, or a supervisor. And so as the owner of the business, you really don't have the bandwidth to meet with every single team member. And you also don't want to overwhelm your supervisors. So think about the 5 to 7 rule, that really the optimal number seems to be 5 one-to-one meetings per supervisor. So you have 5 direct reports that you're having weekly one-to-one meetings with. In my work with entrepreneurs, the number one thing that you can put in place to drive team engagement and boost morale and productivity is a one-to-one meeting, and a regular, consistent one-to-one meeting. And I know you're listening to me and you're thinking, but Dr. Sabrina, I am so busy. I don't have time to do these one-to-one meetings. It's the most critical thing you can do, and it actually saves time, because the biggest complaint that we hear from A players when we survey them about what makes their job challenging, and it's communication. So the entrepreneur thinks, well, I work in the same space. I'm talking to my team members every day. We don't need to have a one-to-one. That's not necessary. A one-to-one actually is very necessary, because it is your focused attention on that team member. You turn your phone off, you close down your computer so you're not distracted. You make eye contact with your team member, and you listen, and you ask the powerful questions to get to know them and understand their needs. These one-to-ones create the opportunity for you to be putting deposits into the emotional bank account with your team members. And when you do have to give any feedback that may be experienced as negative, you want to have had a lot of deposits in that emotional bank account before you make a withdrawal. And when you're doing these regular one-to-ones, that is happening naturally. The one-to-ones also create the opportunity for you to get to know your team members and learn about their strengths, learn about what parts of what they're doing really energize them and get them excited and on fire, and what parts of their job are kind of draining and drain their batteries. Oftentimes, team members don't want to tell you that they don't like certain aspects of their job. They don't feel safe doing that. But if you have the regular one-to-ones, they will be more likely to speak up. You'll have that trust built up, so they will speak up and share with you, hey, this part of my job is really hard for me. So the one-to-ones create the opportunity for you to start aligning your team members with strengths. The other piece here that is so critical for engagement is creating what we call mutually beneficial relationships. So moving from a transactional relationship with your team members to a mutually beneficial, mutually invested relationship. And that starts to happen in these one-to-ones. So when you're in the one-to-one and you're talking about your why and why you're so passionate about what your business does and how it serves your top clients and customers, and the greater purpose for what you all as a team are doing, you're doing that in the one-to-ones. And then you're also asking your team members about what their hopes and dreams and goals are. And you're looking for ways to align the accomplishment and achievement of your vision and how that will serve your team member and help them achieve their dreams and visions and goals. This moves this beyond a relationship that's based on a paycheck, and it drives engagement. When you have a greater purpose for what you do with your business, and you're regularly communicating that with your team members, and you're asking them about their hopes and dreams, and you're looking for ways to bring it all together, and you're talking about that regularly in your one-to-ones with your team members, you will see much higher engagement. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you. We are going to continue studying the state of entrepreneurship, and it is my hope that in a year, when we put out new results about the state of entrepreneurship, that I have a more positive report for you to say, look, at we have the majority of entrepreneurs out there putting attention on team development, having one-to-ones, telling their team members what the most important result is from the job that they're doing, and looking for how to align their strengths. So if you want to find out what systems you need to put in place in your business so that you have a business that gives you your life back, I want to invite you to take our assessment. It's our Better Business, Better Life assessment. You will get specific feedback on the systems that you need to put in place to have a higher quality of life for yourself. You can do that at tapthepotential.com/assessment. Bye for now.